Hello everybody, and thank you guys for tuning in this video. My name is Cole Martins, and in today's episode we're going to be talking about WWE Monday Night Raw, the October 10th, 2016 edition. This Raw had a lot of stuff going on in it, a lot of exciting things. We are 3 weeks away from the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. We got some matches announced. We got a return of a legend coming back to WWE on the next week's episode of Raw. So let's get right down to it. We'll start off with one of the matches that were actually made for Hell in a Cell, as Sasha Banks come out after last week winning the WWE RAW Women's Championship for the second time in her career. Both those times were on Monday Night Raw, beating Charlotte. And then Monday night, she went out and said, "I want to face Charlotte once again." And she asked Charlotte to come out here to try to explain what the match was going to be. As Charlotte did come out, and when Charlotte came out, she said, "I want to face you in a Hell in the Cell match." It would be the first time ever that two women would fight in the Hell in a Cell match. And if we're going to pick two girls to do it, these are the perfect two girls to have in that match. Rusev and Lana will then come out, have a feud of Roman Reigns at this point for the U.S. Championship. He would come out and say, "Who cares about the women and all this stuff?" Both Sasha and Charlotte are not happy, yelling at him, actually pushing him. And one of them pushed him out of the ring. I think it was Charlotte who pushed him out of the ring. Lana saying that women should not deserve to be in this match. She gets pushed out of the ring. Rusev getting angry, tries to go after the girls. Then we see Roman Reigns comes out, stops Rusev from doing what he's doing, and that's when that segment ends. But after that segment, we got word from Stephanie McMahon and Mick Foley that we're going to have a match between these four tonight, as Roman Reigns and Sasha Banks would take on Charlotte and Rusev in a mixed gender tag team match. Then we'll head to our first match tonight, as Kofi Kingston and the New Day came out. We're talking about how Cesaro and Sheamus could not be a tag team competitor to them because they feel like that they wouldn't work good together. So that made a match between Cesaro and Kofi Kingston. So this one, we kind of seen what the problem with Sheamus and Cesaro is. When Cesaro was doing his match, Sheamus sat on his phone and was on Facebook Live for the WWE the whole time during the match. Cool little thing. I actually got to watch. You got to see kind of what was going on behind Sheamus if you're watching the match on TV. And this one, being distracted by Sheamus at one point with Cesaro, Kofi Kingston would get a roll-up on Cesaro and get the easy 1-2-3 count and pick up victory for him and New Day. Cesaro and Sheamus then arguing after the match, going up the ramp. At some point, I feel like you're going to see these two teams face each other for the tag team championships. Don't know what's going to be a Hell in a Cell, but that's the way they're kind of looking at it, as they're starting to build a rivalry between those two teams, maybe. So something to keep an eye on through the next couple of weeks here on Monday Night Raw. Our next thing that happened, we had Cam Fields take on Bayley. Again, an easy match in this one. You know who's going to win this one. Let's just be 100% honest. Bayley easily had control for most of this match. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Fields got a little bit of advantage at one point. But then Bayley, of course, gets things back. It's a Bayley to belly. Easy 1-2-3 count. Bayley picks up the victory in that one. Again, one of those hometown guys, girls, I should say, too, that come in and pretty much fill spots to make the other stars look good. Next, we had Tony Nese and Drew Gulak taking on Lance Dorado and Sin Cara, as Dorado and Sin Cara used to be a tag team back in the day. I can't remember where it was, if it was in Japan or in Mexico. But those two working out the first time in a while. And Nese was able to take control first in this match. He did a good job taking up Dorado in this one. Then we got to see the high flying of Dorado and Sin Cara as they were jumping over the ropes, doing crazy moves off the ropes and all this other stuff, which was very awesome. Then finally, at the end of the match, Dorado would take advantage of Gulak and hit his finisher, the Shooting Star Press, and pick up the victory for Dorado and Sin Cara, which probably right now would probably be one of the best tag teams in the Cruiserweight division, and possibly a team I feel like that could compete for the tag team championships in the future. But again, it's another thing we have to wait and see what they can do here in the next couple of weeks or possibly months to see if they get a chance for those titles. And next, Mick Foley would come out and have his Hell in a Cell address, where he talked about some of the matches that are going to go on at Hell in a Cell. We knew two of them coming into the night. We knew Roman Reigns would take on Rusev for the United States Championship in the Hell in a Cell. We knew Kevin Owens was going to take on Seth Rollins in a Hell in a Cell match for the WWE Universal Championship. And then Mick Foley made it official that Sasha Banks and Charlotte would compete in a Hell in a Cell match. So 3 Hell in a Cell matches in one night. I think before this they said there was 19, I believe it was, Hell in a Cell matches. So Again, it's kind of a thing if you think about it a little bit. Is it a good idea to have three of them in one night? Kind of ruins the specialty of the match. That's the same thing I mean by having pay-per-views named after the match. It kind of ruins the surprise of, hey, this certain match is going to happen tonight, and we already know what's going to happen. So it's like, what's the point of it? But again, we'll be able to see three Hell in a Cell matches, and for the first time ever, see two women compete in a Hell in a Cell. Owens and then would come out, of course, hearing about this Seth Rollins and him facing a Hell in a Cell, because that's news to him at this point, complaining that he doesn't deserve to face Seth Rollins at this point. Foley and Jericho start going at it, then Jericho puts him on the list of Jericho to shut him down pretty much. If you haven't watched this Raw in a while, Mr. Jericho, everything pisses him off pretty much, puts him on the list. And then Stephanie McMahon says, hold on a second. Well, since Jericho was facing Seth Rollins later on in the night, she thought, well, what if we do this? What if you win your match tonight, we'll make the Universal Championship match a triple threat match. It would be Kevin Owens versus Seth Rollins versus Chris Jericho. If you could beat Roman Reigns that night, then all of a sudden you see Chris Jericho scratching her name off the list. And Jericho and Owens start having a little conversation in back after that. So interesting stipulation on the end of the match, the main event on the night, I should say. Our next match, we had Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas, who were calling out people to try to come fight them and say they're the best tag team on the Raw roster. And first time coming back since they were a part of the Social Outcasts, and Bo Dallas now in an angry mood himself, kind of turned into like his brother Bray Wyatt now with the beard and everything, but a more aggressive Bo Dallas. So Enzo and Cass tried to come out and face these guys in a match. But all of a sudden we see Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson coming behind, attack both of them, pretty much beat the crap out of them as they gave Enzo a boot and knocked him out pretty much. Then we seen the Magic Killer on Cass, taking him out. So both guys laying in the middle of the ring as those two stood up, as they said they were trying to send a message to the New Day, saying that we're not here to mess around anymore. We're here to take those titles from you. So instead of Big Cass and Enzo facing Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel, we got to see Sami Zayn and Neville come up and step up and face these two. So another two high-flying competitors. And this one, Bo Dallas and Axel actually had an advantage at the beginning, beating up on Sami Zayn. It was. Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, we seen Sami Zayn just like seconds later, after they had a pretty good amount of control for like 3 minutes. Sami Zayn hits a hula kick on Curtis Axel, and then all of a sudden he tags in Neville for the Red Arrow, and easily 1-2-3 pin for that. And Curtis Axel laying in the middle of the ring. Bo Dallas doesn't care. He grabbed his sign and went right backstage, as we're kind of see Bo Dallas now turning into that dark figure instead of that positive guy that he was back in the day, which wasn't really that great of a character. And I can't believe that guy was an NXT champion still, which blows my mind. But let's see if this new heel turn for Bo Dallas will be effective or not. Next, we had Titus O'Neil taking on R-Truth, as Titus O'Neil tried to make it hashtag make it a win, as the second week in a row he's used that hashtag. And this one, O'Neil was dominating for a good part of this match, and for the first probably 3 minutes, the majority of the match, I should say, actually. And then all of a sudden he got distracted by Goldust, as Goldust was on the steps talking to him. Then when R-Truth got a roll from behind, picked up the 3 count and picked up a victory. So once again, Titus O'Neil picking up a hashtag make it a loss. So 0-2 now on the Raw roster since the split brand. And R-Truth, I think that's his first victory since the split as well. Then we head to our next match. We have Braun Strowman versus the Splash Brothers. Yeah, this was another hometown group that came together. For one of the guys, Steven, I believe it may have been, looked like he was a mix of Sheamus and No Way Jose. Honestly, look him up. It's the creepiest thing ever. But again, Braun Strowman beating the living crap out of these two guys, just storming around. The reverse chokeslam he did on Steven on top of his partner. Got the 1-2-3 count, and that was the match. And that one, Braun Strowman picked up another easy victory. Then we head to our next match, which was our co-main event. Actually, not co-main event yet, but one of the main matches of the night, as Charlotte and Rusev took on Sasha Banks and Roman Reigns. Rusev would have huge control at the beginning of the match, as he would be beating up on Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns and had a control in the beginning of this match, as he was taking up care of Rusev. Then Rusev, I think, got a distraction outside the ring during the commercial break, which caused him to take control in that one. Sasha then would get tagged in and face Charlotte, and they only faced each other for about 2 minutes in this match because out of nowhere we seen Sasha Banks get in the bank statement, and once again we see Charlotte tap out once again. For the second week in a row, we see Charlotte tapping out and giving Sasha Banks and Roman Reigns the victory in that one, and more momentum for the champions heading into Hell in a Cell in 3 weeks. Then the huge thing I believe on the night is the biggest news we're going to hear for maybe the last couple of months here, as we seen Paul Heyman come out and talk about Goldberg. If you did not hear about the Goldberg thing, Goldberg was on ESPN last Wednesday talking about how he could possibly make a plan to come back to WWE and what opponent he would like to face. He said if anybody he would want to face, even though there's a lot of people he thinks he could whip their ass in WWE, if he had one person he would want to face, it would be Brock Lesnar. But he says he doesn't owe Brock Lesnar a rematch. He's already beat him once, and he's in great shape, which means Goldberg would have to get into great shape himself. So then he wound up talking about it on ESPN as well. It was about a 5-minute segment on there talking to Jonathan Coachman. So Paul Heyman came out and said Lesnar and Goldberg were pretty much about the same people. They both had the same track record coming in WWE. They're both animals. They both were pretty much unbeatable, it seemed like. Then he brought up Goldberg was 1-0 against Brock Lesnar. If you don't remember, that was at WrestleMania 20. Goldberg beat Brock Lesnar in that match. And Lesnar, then we hear that Brock Lesnar sent Paul Heyman to Raw that night to send out a challenge to Goldberg. So Goldberg now we'll see if he accepts it, and we're told that Goldberg will actually be on Raw next Monday night. So huge to hear that Goldberg's gonna be coming back, and it sounds like we're gonna have a Brock Lesnar Goldberg match at Survivor Series. So I'm really excited to see that. Hopefully it's better than the first one. I'll admit the one at WrestleMania 20 was a lot of botches in that one, so hopefully they can delete some of that in this one. But I'm pretty excited to see Goldberg back in the ring for the first time in 12 years. So for our co-main event on the night, we had TJ Perkins take on Devara. Devara was able to take control at the beginning. He was very aggressive against TJ Perkins, and we've seen the Brian Kendrick outside the ring, kind of after having a talk with Perkins in the locker room. Perkins saying how he's a good guy and all this stuff. All of a sudden, we see him shake hands, and Kendrick tried to have a cheap shot at him. Perkins was able to reverse and punch him in the face as he just laid on the ground there. So we've seen him at the announcer table trying to talk about TJ Perkins, how their rematch is going to go at Hell in a Cell, because I believe they have a match announced as well. But Perkins in this one was able to take control after a back and forth match, and was finally out of nowhere, got the knee bar on him, made Devara tap out, and TJ Perkins picking up another victory on Monday Night Raw. And we've seen him walk up the ramp and look at Kendrick as Kendrick was clapping for him, pretty much just trying to get his head in some head games. And I believe at Hell in a Cell we might see Kendrick pick up the Cruiserweight Championship. We had to wait and see on that one, but I believe right now the way it's looking, it might give Kendrick a shot at the title, since again, getting pretty old. I think it's not pretty old. I guess 39, too bad for a wrestler. But I think that'll be another good match at Hell in a Cell. Did I say Survivor Series? Hell in a Cell, excuse me, between those two. And I wouldn't be surprised if that one gets put in Hell in a Cell as well, the way this is going for championships. Then we go to our main event of the night. Chris Jericho will take on Seth Rollins. Again, just like I mentioned earlier, if Chris Jericho could win this match, he would make the Hell in a Cell match between Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins a triple threat match, adding himself into it. And this one, Rollins had complete control at the beginning of this match. Then it's on we hear Kevin Owens' music drop, and he starts walking out, which gave Chris Jericho a slight advantage in this one. Then also we see Jericho going for those injured ribs of Seth Rollins, which we've seen happen a couple weeks ago, as I think that was that night at Clash of Champions. He was getting those ribs beat up on, which actually caused him to be out for the first week, which he still came out anyways. But Owens keeps on trying to distract Rollins, trying to keep advantage from him, and back and forth pretty much. Chris Jericho and Rollins went after distractions. Then we've seen the lion salt from Chris Jericho after he got good enough advantage over Seth Rollins as he missed the frog splash. Rollins would get up and try to put the walls of Jericho on, but Jericho would get rolled up and get the 3 count from Seth Rollins, and Seth Rollins would pick up the victory on this one. Not even have to use his finishing pedigree. Once again, Owens tried to attack Seth Rollins right after the match and started beating him up a little bit. Rollins would get it back up, start fighting back and beating up Owens. Owens would escape the ring. Chris Jericho still laying in the ring. Oh, actually, Jericho got beat up. Evan Owens got beat up. So Chris Jericho tried to come and help, Owens while he was down. Owens ended up rolling out of the ring. Rollins started to fight back against Chris Jericho. We looked at Owens as he was on the ramp. He was about to give Chris Jericho pedigree, showing how good this friendship is between these two. And that is how Monday Night Raw ended. So again, next week, a very exciting Monday Night Raw. Apparently, I forgot to mention this too. Apparently, Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens had a talk once it went off the air. So you're interested to see maybe what that was all about next week. But again, another exciting episode next week of Monday Night Raw from the sounds of it. We're going to see Goldberg back for the first time in 12 years. See maybe what happened between Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens after the match. See if maybe they'll start something up. And probably see more of some of these rivalries build up even more going into Hell in a Cell in 3 weeks. So thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys want to talk about what you saw on Monday Night Raw below, what was your favorite match? What match was your least favorite? What are you looking forward to at Hell in a Cell? Do you like the 3 Hell in a Cell matches on one night? Love to hear what you guys got to say. Just comment right below. You can follow me on Twitter at ColeMartin57. Love to talk during the Raw, SmackDown, NXT, pay-per-views, whenever you want to talk about wrestling, just tag me in a post. I'd love to talk to you about that. Again, that's at ColeMartin57. If you liked the video, please hit the like button. If you want to see more of my WWE videos or other videos that I post, subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate both those. Thank you guys for watching this video, and you guys have a great day.